All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about something that might sound a little dry, but trust me, it's one of the most high-stakes parts of any major project. We're talking about the delay notice, and if you get this wrong, the consequences can be absolutely catastrophic.
And I'm not exaggerating. I mean, could one single missed deadline, just one piece of paper sent a day late, completely wipe out your right to claim for extra time and money? The short answer, and it's a frankly terrifying answer, is yes. It absolutely can, and it happens all the time.
You'll hear this phrase everywhere, from construction sites to boardrooms. No notice, no claim. But look, this isn't just a catchy saying. It's a harsh contractual reality. It means it doesn't matter how good your reason for a delay is, the other party could be 100% at fault. But if you fail to notify them correctly and on time, you can lose everything. Now that might seem totally unfair, but there's actually a clear logic to it. See, an early notice gives the project owner a chance to help, to replan, to mitigate the problem. It's all about project certainty. But when you stay silent, you take that chance away from them.
So here's the best way to think about it. A delay notice is your project's fire alarm. You don't wait until the whole building is engulfed in flames to pull it, right? Of course not. The moment you see that first wisp of smoke, that very first sign of a potential problem, that's when you have to act. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn how to spot that smoke and how to pull that alarm correctly.
Okay, so the crucial legal term you need to know is condition precedent. It sounds really complicated, but the idea is actually super simple. Think of it like a locked gate. Your right to claim for a delay, all that time and money, is on the other side of that gate. And sending a timely, proper notice, that's the only key that unlocks it. If you don't use that key in time, that gate stays locked forever.
And when that gate stays locked, oh man, the consequences are severe. You don't just lose your claim. You could end up having to pay the other side damages for being late, even if the delay wasn't your fault. It just poisons the well, creating endless disputes and destroying trust. These aren't just abstract risks, you know. They are real, they are painful, and they are very, very expensive consequences of staying silent.
So how does this all play out in the real world? Well, every major project has its own rulebook. In the world of international construction, two of the biggest are FIDIC and NEC, and both of them have very clear and totally unforgiving deadlines for pulling that fire alarm. You have got to get this timeline down. The clock starts ticking on day 0, and that's the moment you become aware, or, and this is key, should have become aware, of a potential delay. Under a FIDIC contract, you have 28 days from that point. Under NEC, you get a bit longer, 8 weeks, but in both cases, that clock is absolutely relentless, and that deadline is final.
Now, NEC contracts, they add another really fascinating layer. They have this thing called an early warning notice. And this is even earlier than the fire alarm. This is like seeing someone walk into the building with a can of gasoline. It's a notice you send the second you identify just the risk of a delay. It's not about making a claim. It's about forcing a conversation to solve a problem before it even starts. It's a tool for collaboration, not conflict.
So, knowing the rules is one thing, but how do you actually write a notice that's going to protect you? Let's break down the anatomy of a perfect notice. This is your toolkit for getting it right every single time. Look, it's just 5 simple steps. This is not rocket science. 1. Follow the formalities. Address it to the right person, cite the right contract clause. 2. Just state the facts. No drama, just what happened, when, and where. 3, and this is key, you only have to say the event is likely to cause a delay. You don't need all the answers yet. 4. Just say that more details will follow. And 5, the big one, send it on time and use a method where you can prove they got it. That's it. The goal of this first notice is just to be a clear, timely alert.
And here's what it looks like in practice. This simple little excerpt does everything it needs to do. It references the contract clause? Check. It states the event, flooding? Check. It flags that this is likely to delay the project? Check. And, crucially, it promises a detailed claim will follow. That's all you need. It's concise, it's professional, and it's compliant. It is the perfect fire alarm.
Okay, for our last section, let's put these two giants, FIDIC and NEC, head to head. Understanding these differences is absolutely vital, depending on which contract you're working under.
This table lays it all out pretty clearly. You can see the deadlines are different, 28 days versus 8 weeks. You send it to different people, the engineer versus the project manager. The follow-up procedures are different. But I want you to look very closely at that last row, the consequence. For both, it's a time bar. That's just the contract term for you're out of time, you get nothing. So the crucial takeaway here is that while the procedures are different, the penalty for silence is almost identical.
And that brings us right back to our main idea. The rules are clear, the stakes are incredibly high, and the tools are actually pretty straightforward. It all comes down to this one question. On your projects, when you see the first signs of trouble, that first wisp of smoke, will you pull the alarm in time? Because silence is just not an option.